Gosh, is it time to start? So are you coming to our very short meeting on Thursday night?
Yep.
No, I can't.
That's in Marshfield, right?
It's in Marshfield, yeah. I can't get in.
We have people.
We have people.
Dennis.
He's just not ready now.
It's like sitting at a table, pass across. Nobody ever does it.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I just said that. Pass across.
He's starved.
End up with green bean casserole in my lap.
You can put her nap on there.
Are we all in?
It is 9:30. The May meeting of the Wood County Board of Supervisors will come to order. The clerk has taken roll. We have quorum. At this time, I would ask Supervisor Fisher to come forward for our invocation and then ask the body to remain standing for our pledge of allegiance.
Yeah, he should.
Well, this thing doesn't work. Can you hear me? No? Well, I'll just be really loud. I can do that. Would you pray with me if you'd like? No, sorry. Dear Lord, I pray for guidance as we seek to be public servants for the great people of Wood County. I also pray for wisdom as we make decisions today. I also pray for the safety of all those who live here in Wood County. I also pray that we would always remember those less fortunate who are in need, and may we provide services to them to help them become whole again. I would also like to give a special prayer to our friend and colleague, Brad Hamilton, and his family. Be with them in this time of sadness and give them comfort, we pray. I pray this in your name. Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Supervisor Fisher. Reading of the April minutes. Motion by Hamilton, second by Brian. The motion on the floor and seconded to approve the April minutes. Is there any additions, subtractions? Seeing none, all in favor of that motion indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Thank you. Excusals today, we have one, Supervisor Holbrook. Resignations, we have none. Appointments and reappointments. Health and Human Services Committee, 3-year term, Heather Wallach. CDBG Housing Committee, 2-year term, Laura Francis. Veteran Service Commission, interim term ending November 2019, Mitch Waite. Without objection, we can take all three of those together. Motion by Fisher, second by LaFontaine. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve those appointments and reappointments. Any discussion? See none, we'll take this as a voice vote without objection. All in favor of that motion indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Thank you. Public comments. Is there anyone here today that wishes to make public comments at this time? Any public comments? From anyone? See none. We have no acknowledgements or recognitions. We do have a special order of business. We have John Hokemer here from WCA today. He is chosen to wait till the end of the program for his presentation, so we will move into the packet. Referrals on page 7. Those referrals have been passed along to the proper committee. Pages 8 through 12, we have executive committee meeting minutes. Wellness Board on pages 13 and 14. Administrative Coordinator's Report on page 15. County Clerk, pages 16 and 17. I don't know if any of you appreciate those pictures like I do, but I'm kind of a history buff and they really tell a lot, don't they? Look at those ashtrays.
The cigarette in the mouth.
Finance Director, pages 18 through 25. Pages 26 through 29, we have Human Resources. IT on pages 30 through 33. Maintenance, page 34. 35, Safety, Risk, and Management. Treasurer's Report on page 36. Which brings us to our first resolution brought by the Public Safety Committee and the Executive Committee. And I would ask the clerk to read that, please.
This will be Resolution 19-5-1. To provide for unanticipated revenue from the Department of Justice Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program available through the U.S. Department of Justice and supplemented by funds derived from the State of Wisconsin budget through penalty assessment fees. Fiscal note, the cost to be funded in the 2019 budget are overtime sheriff administration. The adjustment to the budget totals $91,326.
Motion by Hamilton, second by Fire. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion concerning the resolution? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. And that motion passes unanimously. Thank you. That brings us to our next three resolutions on pages 38 through 41. And without objection, I think we can take all three of those together. See no objection, I would entertain a motion to approve those by Fisher, motion by Fisher, second by Bry.
You want me to read those?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Please read those.
Just a second. There's a Brian Fisher.
Yes.
Give me a second. Okay, that was fun. This will be Resolution 19-5-2 to accept the offer of sale of tax deed property. Fiscal note, the offered amount of $17,000 minus real estate taxes, tax deed expense, and special charges, we break even. Next resolution, 19-5-3, will authorize the sale of tax deed property back to former owner. The paid amount is $3,518.28. Resolution 19-5-4, authorize the sale of tax deed property back to former owner. Fiscal note, paid amount of $15,064.82. And the next resolution, 19-5-5, to accept offer of sale of tax deed property. Fiscal note, the offer amount of $500 plus the easement payments minus real estate taxes and tax deed expense incur a loss of $39,652.08.
Is there a motion to approve?
I thought I had one quick. I got Brian
Oh, okay,
Fisher.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the previous read resolutions. Is there any discussion concerning those resolutions? Supervisor Clendenny.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm just wondering, was there any special charges in those other ones sent back to, and the owner paid? Was there special charges on those? That's probably difficult, probably a dumb question. But I'm just wondering, because with the special charges of $720.36 on the first one, you know, we still took a loss, correct?
That is correct, but the ones you're questioning about where the owner had to pay the full amount, so that is every single tax, assessment, anything owed, every single year they have to pay back in full in order to get their property back.
Okay, thank you. That's what I thought.
Any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, please vote. And that motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Which brings us to our sixth resolution on page 42, brought to us by the Executive Committee, and I would ask the clerk to read that, please.
This will be Resolution 19-5-6, to align the wages for certain positions identified as being substantially below market and adjust the wage grades of those positions to place Wood County in the best situation to recruit and retain talented employees. Fiscal note, to transfer $18,739 from Human Resources budget and $2,851 from available funds in contingency to Sheriff and Edgewater. At the time of this request, the funds available in contingency are $304,465.13. The adjustment to the budget totals $21,590.
Motion moved by Clendenny, second by Bry. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion concerning that resolution? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. And that resolution passes unanimously. Thank you. On page 44, you have the accompanying pay structure chart for that resolution. Pages 45 through 50, we have minutes from the Health and Human Services Committee. Pages 51 through 56, we have a report from the Human Services Department. CVSO on pages 57 through 59. Public Safety, 60 through 69. Central Records minutes, 70 and 71. Coroner's Report, page 72. Humane Officer, pages 73 through 78. Sheriff's Rescue, pages 79 through 105. Sheriff's Department reports, 106 through 124. Supervisor Clendenning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I noticed the reports are in here from their latest meeting, but however, their minutes are not. I don't see any reason for somebody to put in their reports from a committee meeting and we not know how it was voted on at the committee level. I mean, this committee seems to be back on a month on everyone. Is it because they hold their meeting too close to the board of review that they can't get them in? Then I say, why have the material from that meeting in your packet when there's no minutes of the meeting?
Are you talking about public safety in particular?
Yes, I am.
I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, I can.
Okay.
So a lot of times the departments will, when they put their committee stuff in the slot for the committee meeting, will also right away put in the items for the meeting in the county board slot. So it's there and they don't have to worry about having to remember it. How it works in the sheriff's department, I don't know. I just put in the packet what is in the slot at the time at 2 o'clock on the Wednesday before county board. And yes, those meetings are tight against the county, that deadline, that county board rule that says everything has to be in the slot, so those minutes are, it's tight. It's a tight turnaround because they do meet later than others.
Okay, I'm sorry, Supervisor Clinton.
But to me, that still don't solve the problem. You know, there was a lot of things, particularly at that meeting, that was discussed, and it was voted on to do something about it. But we won't know that till next month. You know, I just say, I don't know why people can't get their minutes in.
I think that is a problem for the committee. Chairman.
That'll be up to Supervisor Pollock and his committee.
Well, the minutes, we're sure dead. We just do it the way it's probably always been done, so I'm not sure why you don't have the minutes there, Bill, or
No,
nobody.
the minute, Supervisor Pollock, the current minutes were not in the committee slot for county board packet. That's not, they weren't there.
Well,
The
we'll have to
previous
check
ones
into
were-
why that's happening then.
Most of the items,
I'll check into that.
most of the items come to the exec board.
For this
I would think that you'll have to confer with whoever's taking the minutes for your meeting. Supervisor Fire.
Most of the items on those minutes are being turned over to the exec committee anyway, so you'll be handling it before the next meeting, so they'll be coming up at your exec board.
Okay, again, Sheriff's Department reports 106 to 124. Seat minutes, pages 125 through 130. Supervisor Curry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The clerk has got this moving around with the supervisors on Ruth Moody. We've got 15 signatures on here, so there's a couple supervisors that haven't signed it yet. Can I approach the bench here?
Let's see if
Thank you, Supervisor Curry. I believe I need to sign that.
Yes, you do. I will hand it to you.
And we can send that over, doesn't it?
Yeah, oh, and the clerk has just told me we can sign it whenever, it doesn't have to be done before we act on it, so. Okay, we continue. C, again, C minutes, pages 125 through 130. Golden Sands, RC and D, pages 131 through 138. Land and Water Conservation, pages 139 through 142. Planning and Zoning, 143 through 152. UW Extension, pages 153 through 156. Which brings us to our seventh resolution on page 157, brought to us by Seed, and I would ask the clerk to read that, please.
This will be Resolution 19-5-7. Approve several zoning map amendments to the Town of Grand Rapids zoning map. Fiscal note, no cost to Wood County. The Town of Grand Rapids is responsible for any cost associated with administering their town zoning ordinance.
Motion by Hamilton, second by Lakeman. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion concerning that resolution? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. And that passes unanimously. Before we go any further, Lisa, I'm kicking out up here every vote. Is that happening to anyone else, or is it just me? Everybody kicking out on the votes? Okay. I don't know if that's a problem for you guys, but I'm having to log in every time we vote. Okay. We move on. J&L, pages 158 through 172. And our eighth resolution brought to us by J&L, and I would ask the clerk to read that.
This will be Resolution 19-5-8. To authorize out-of-state travel for 2 child support employees to attend the National Child Support Enforcement Association Leadership Symposium, August 11 through 14, 2019 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Fiscal note, the cost for meals, parking, lodging, and mileage is approximately $1,800. The registration costs of $998 are being paid by the Wisconsin Child Support Enforcement Association through scholarships. The expenses are eligible for federal reimbursement, so the cost to the county will be approximately $612.
Motion by Hamilton, seconded by Bry. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution brought by J&L. Is there any discussion concerning that resolution? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. And that passes 17-1. Thank you. Pages 174 through 179, we have PERC minutes. 180 and 181, we have the Highway Commission report. Pages 182 through 187, we have Parks and Forestry reports. And our ninth resolution on page 188, brought by the HERC Committee as well as Judicial and Legislative, and I would ask the clerk to read that.
This will be Resolution 19-5-9. To encourage the modification of state law to clarify that revenues generated by forfeitures for overweight vehicles are to be paid to the Highway Department responsible for maintaining the road upon which the violation took place. Fiscal note, the forfeitures at issue vary significantly from year to year and from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but the reader can anticipate about $50,000 going to the Wood County Highway Department annually to pay for road repairs.
Motion by Bry, second by Hamilton. We have a motion on the floor and second to approve the resolution brought by HERC and J&L. Is there any discussion concerning that resolution? Any discussion? See none, please vote. And that passes unanimously. Thank you. Our 10th resolution on page 189, brought to us by the Herb Committee, and I would ask the clerk to read that.
This will be Resolution 19-5-10. To become eligible for project development and maintenance grant funding from the State of Wisconsin DNR ATV Trail Aid Program for projects totaling $460,161. Fiscal note, if awarded from the State of Wisconsin DNR, there would be no cost to Wood County. Total reimbursement from state ATV aid.
Motion by Fire, is there a second by Hamilton? We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution brought by the Herb Committee. Is there any discussion on the resolution? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. And that passes unanimously as well. Thank you. Next resolution also brought by the Herb Committee, and I would ask the clerk to read that as well.
This will be Resolution 19-5-11. To become eligible for snowmobile trail development and maintenance monies for proposed trails and bridges on county and private lands for the 2019-2020 snowmobile season. Fiscal note, no cost to Wood County. Total reimbursement from state snowmobile aid account.
Motion by Fisher, second by Zaleski. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution brought by Herc. Is there any discussion regarding the resolution? Any discussion? See none, please vote. And that passes unanimously. Our final resolution brought by Herc on page 191, and I would ask the clerk to read that, please.
This will be Resolution 19-5-12. I'm sorry, this will be Ordinance Number 19-5-12. To rescind and recreate Wood County Ordinance Number 403, Highway Access by ATV and UTV Operators. Fiscal note, none.
Motion by Fisher, seconded by Fire. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the ordinance brought by the Herc Committee. Is there any discussion regarding that? Supervisor Clendenny.
I don't know if that's included in this resolution, but the county trunk, not county trunk, but Highway 73 and the Clusive Bridge, has that been finalized or is it?
I'm not aware that it has been finalized. Without objection, Roland?
Yes, that's part of the resolution to rescind this and reestablish it to include the 73 bridge, county trunk, or the state trunk highway 80 bridge in Babcock, the state trunk highway 54 bridge in Dexterville, and the state trunk highway 80 bridge in Dexterville.
And I am told that page 193 has them all listed. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Any further discussion? Please vote. And that passes unanimously. Thank you. Page 192 through 94 is that ordinance, and I think those are listed, the things that you actually just stated, Roland, are listed there. Central, I'm sorry, Supervisor Clendenny.
Yeah, I was at a meeting where I understood it to be that the final thing was up to the town of Saratoga on their half of that bridge.
They passed it. I'm sorry. They passed it, Bill.
Saratoga did?
Yes, Saratoga passed it a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, thank you.
That's what I am told to as well. I think, is it in the hands of the state now, Roland? Is that the final decision in the hands of the state?
Correct.
The two municipalities have agreed to it, and the state has to give their final stand?
Correct.
Okay. Pages 195 and 196, Central Wisconsin State Fair minutes. Library minutes on pages 197 through 202. UW Commission, pages 203 to 204. which brings us to a sad note and our final resolution. And I would ask the clerk to read that, please.
This will be Resolution 19-5-13, relating to the life and public service of Ruth Moody.
Is there a motion? Supervisor Hamlin, second by Supervisor Zerflu. Thank you. We will do this on a voice vote without objection. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, or please, all in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Thanks. I would ask the body to rise and observe a minute of silence out of respect for our former supervisor. Thank you. Many of you remember Ruth. I know she sat right behind me, so I always had a soft spot in my heart for Ruth. She was here for all the time I was here, and she will be missed. Vice Chair Rover.
So I'm disappointed that Trent didn't put this picture up, but when he was on the county board, at one of the WCA conferences, there's a picture of Trent as the youngest county board supervisor and Ruth as the oldest county board supervisor. And it's the best picture, and I told him to show it, but obviously he did not. And but if you want to see it, it's just absolutely a piece of history, and hopefully he will put that in the archives. And 50 years from now, somebody will see that picture on it's really a good picture, you guys.
Personal antidote, when I first was elected as the county board chair, the very first call I got from any other supervisor was from Ruth Moody, who of course was acting as the chaplain and trying to nail me down on the invocation. So from there, our relationship was always very, very good. We'll miss her. We'll miss her. That brings us to Mr. Holcomer, who is here for a presentation, and we're honored to have Mr. Holcomer as a representative from the WCA this morning. Are you set up as far as your computer needs, John?